Well, I hope that you're healing if you need that. Welcome to everybody back to 11 True Crime, third live in a row on the Nancy Guthrie case. We normally hand it over to only RPIs for questions, but once a week, randomly, I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to ask their questions, whether you're a member or not. So you only need to be a subscriber. All right, you guys, with that, here are the general rules that help make things flow really good, and that is ask one question at a time without the word and, because I can't answer two questions at once. Also, if you'd be so kind, it helps me out to see the word question before you ask your question so that I know and I can find it real easy. Everybody can ask the questions today. I'll go for a little while here. The idea is anything you want to know on the Nancy Guthrie case, feel free to ask. With that, let's go over. Keep in mind, everything is, let me say my disclaimer, everything is my humble interpretation of the cards. I am not a medium. I do not talk to the dead. I am not a psychic. I do not foretell the future. I read tarot cards, and I'm really good at it. But you guys are even better at asking the questions. So with that, and without further ado, let's get on the board. Everything is my interpretation, my opinion. Let's go ahead. I'm doing this one-handed here. Let's get the deck. We're going to give it a couple shuffles before we get started. Who do we have here? Let me see. We have somebody that we just welcomed as a PI. Dee Jones, welcome to Private Eyes. You start off as a rookie and you end up a captain and a major. I think you end up a major. Yeah. But who's counting? We're just so happy to have you aboard, and you'll have access to be able to ask all the questions in the cases that interest you as you go forward. So welcome to you. All right, you guys, I feel pretty solid. Let's go ahead, get our first question. And again, thank you for all the likes, subscriptions, and so forth. I greatly appreciate your support of the channel and our family here. Zoe Rose. Ooh, let's see what we have. Oh, this is a long one. Let me move the chat because it's right on top of our private eye thing and you won't be able to read it. Okay. Question. Is Dominic left-handed? I was watching door cam footage again. They use left hand to pick the foliage and again to hold it in front of the camera. Maybe not relevant, but something I noticed. So if you don't know who Dominic Evans is, let me come up to top side. We're going to get rolling, don't worry. Dominic Evans is the band member of Tommaso, Annie Guthrie's husband. There's been a lot of scrutiny and suspicion surrounding him. Doesn't mean he's guilty. He's probably innocent, but we're going to ask. I cut the deck and I have a yes. With this is the Six of Wands, and this does mean a solid yes, as well as we have a page of Pentacle with evidence. So this little page is holding up something of material value, and when we're doing true crime, it often means a message of evidence. So that's interesting. Thank you, Zozo, very, very much. Now, I am going to be just scrolling random to try to give everybody a fair shot at asking questions. Okay, Allison, question. Will the people who are responsible for what happened to Nancy be held responsible? Look at that. I shuffled, I cut the deck, and I got that evidence that's being found, a message. This is a lawyer. This is a truth speaker. There will be evidence, and I do believe they will be found and held responsible. Let's go ahead, pull some cards here. Oh, wow. Page of Pentacle in reverse. Deck in the upright. Choice between two. Lovers. Gemini energy, which is interesting. And defense. What I'm seeing with this, often when you get a card in reverse and you're doing true crime tarot, it doesn't necessarily mean the opposite, right? And when I say in reverse, it means upside down. It's not really the opposite of the meaning. It means hidden, something not being shown at this time. So we may not get a full answer. But what I am seeing, when it's in the upright, it's a stinky offer. It's something unexpected. It's not good. And this is not being revealed at this time. So it's coming in the near future, if you will. We have a choice between two. So I'm not sure how this applies to the lovers. You could see this legitimately as lovers, a choice between two people that are married or together, but it generally means that there is a decision to make a choice between two people. They're also attached. We also have this defensive card. This is Seven of Wands. And you can see everybody's got a stick in this person's face, and they only have one stick. And they've got to fend off everybody. So this is defense. So it's telling me that there's one that is going to face maybe having a defense, right? A defensive team about laying someone to rest. Four of Swords, you can see this person's laying on a coffin, and work. So very interesting. This is something that they work on. They do repetitively. They're getting good at it. They've mastered something, but it's the work card. This guy's got his hammer, and he is basically embossing or tapping out the design on every one of those coins. And it can also, pentacles can be evidence, a lot of evidence. There is a lot of evidence already I'm seeing. I can't say if they'll be held responsible. I do feel like there's going to be a little bit, how do I put this? When I say a choice between two, it's like, almost like if you were to testify against your own husband, right? There's something wedged between these two people where they share the information, they share the guilt, but law will prosecute one. So when you say, will the people who are responsible, I feel one person will be held responsible, even if there's multiple. That's an excellent question, by the way, and thank you, Allison. Elisa says, question, Dominic and Annie having an affair? Okay. Were Dominic and Annie Guthrie allegedly having an affair? King of Swords is law. It could be a judge. It could be investigators. It's also someone with words. We have swift action of law. I'm not getting the answer. I'm getting like a different answer. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wheel of Fortune, karmic situation, swift action with the Knight of Swords. All right. Decks in the upright. I feel like these should be, there's that Queen of Wands. Oh, I'm not showing you the board. Yell at me if I do that. Sorry. Queen of Wands. Annie could be the Queen of Wands. We're talking about Annie. That was interesting. I did a previous read where Queen of Wands came up, and I suggested it could be Annie. This could be Annie with regret. I would lean toward unfavorable, but there is a karmic relationship between Annie and Dominic. Almost as if somebody's going to run to the law. Annie has regret. Annie's regret. There's spilt milk between them, if you get me. Like they're not, it's the opposite of an affair. It's almost as if there's an issue between Annie, and I have it on autofocus, so I'll try to keep my hands out of the frame unless I'm shuffling. I would lean toward unfavorable for an affair, but I would lean towards them having an issue between each other. There's something about swift action toward the law. Wheel of Fortune. This could represent a vehicle. There's some regret spilt. This could be big evidence rushing to law. So they may turn on each other. Bottom of the deck, there's the 3 in the plan. Look at this. 3 of Pentacles is the blueprint to a plan. We have the 3 individuals. This person is holding the actual blueprint, and this person's an architect, the one that's going to take the action to build. So these are the architects. We have a female, a male, and a male. That could represent Annie and Tommaso showing the plan to this other individual who could be Dominic. But this is definitely a blueprint to a plan. Annie is coming up, the Queen of Wands, in the readings. So if we see the Queen of Wands going forward in the readings, even days from now, you'll be able to understand more the more readings we do, and we get confirmation of who it is. You can hold on to that as we go. Excellent question. So I don't believe, I'd say unfavorable to having an affair, definitely have a relationship, and it doesn't look like it goes well. Nikki, question, are the ransom letters being sent to TMZ fake allegedly? Okay, so there's several letters, right? That you're asking about the ransom ones, not the ones saying I know who has her, but the ransom ones. Are the ransom notes sent to TMZ fake? In other words, okay, Page of Wands, well, that's the messenger. Sorry, forgive me, my throat chakra is a little clogged. Okay, so there's the message, and we got a clapper. Yes, 10 of Pentacles. They just are, there's somebody that's actually quite young that is involved in trying to get money to rain down on their legacy. Bottom of the deck, ignore it. The universe is saying ignore it. This person is supposed to stay focused on this, but this is the ignoring. So ignore this. Yes. 10 of Pentacles is also a yes. So I would lean toward favorable, that there is a fake letter that was initially sent wanting that payout. Excellent questions. You guys always do me right. Carla, question. Did the kidnappers take Nancy to Nogales? Did the kidnappers take Nancy to Nogales? We have somebody that has known someone since they were a child. We have an adult and a child. They've known each other. The adult has known this person since they were very, very young, if not since birth. Can often be a mother and a child, or a parent and a child, an older sister, somebody in the family. We have Archangel Michael, Temperance, something doesn't mix right. We're looking to see if the kidnappers took Nancy to Nogales. We have a past location, somewhere Nancy's been before, and a nightmare you can't wake up from. It would be unfavorable to Nogales, simply because we've got this repetitive, something you've done in the past. Doesn't tell me either way. But temperance is often unfavorable. It's 2 cups trying to be mixed together. Tempering something means that it's 2 separate items you're trying to mix together that are not mixing well. It takes a long time. So it's not a favorable card. It is Sagittarius, which is coming up a lot in this reading. But we have the nightmare you can't wake up from. This person is 9 of Swords. They are in their bed. They can't sleep. They can't eat. They're worried sick. And it's also an unfavorable card. Bottom of the deck, we have the Devil, toxic energy, an attachment. So they've actually, what it's telling me is it's not necessarily Nogales. It's somewhere that Nancy has been before. And that was a good question. That was a good question. Let me get down here, see if we have anybody else asking. In Lynn, the USA, question. Hello, lovely. Does Dominic have a tat on the right wrist? Video shows one. Well, if he has one, then he has one, honey. If he has one, he has one. I mean, right? Does he have Does Dominic have a tattoo on the right wrist? Queen of Wands. Power also represents Annie's energy. Liar, cheater. Annie is a liar. That's what it says. I'm sorry, you guys. We have the Queen of Wands, powerful. And we have a liar, cheater, thief, or bottom of the deck. Ignore it. Okay, this is not something that I'm going to be able to answer because it's not really telling me. But it almost tells me that the energy, it's almost like there's a more important answer to that in some way. Wonder what the tat is of, because maybe that has something to do with the spat between Annie and him. I've got the Ace of Swords. Yes, he has it. I would lean toward favorable Ace of Swords, but there's something about Annie, and this could be for the previous answer. I didn't tap the deck out. We have this energy of allegedly Annie. We have a powerful person, feminine energy that is a liar, cheater, thiefer, and then we have this ignore, almost as if ignore the small details and really look at the lies that are being told. Interesting. Ace of Swords is definitely a yes on the tattoo. So he must have that tattoo, love. Thank you for asking so much, Lynn the USA. Let me see what else we have. Question. Joyful Dolphin. The one that did it, does he have a tattoo? All right. Now, keep in mind, there's not one that did it, all right? Just saying. Does the man that's on the porch in the mask have a tattoo? I'm just going to change it up a little bit. Does the masked man on Nancy, we have an exchange, a payout. Focus. I have it on autofocus, y'all. We have holding back. We have the moon. We have a lot of money on the board. We have a payout, a beggar. Then we have greed. So we have a lot of greed and hidden greed. There might be something about a tat. I don't know if it, is there, I don't know why, but I'm like intuitively picking up a snake tattoo possibly. But this is the moon, and perhaps it's a snake and a moon or something. Because it's favorable, but they're held back. They're hiding it. They're hiding the tattoo. So it's not something that you would see in the picture because they're masked up. Okay, so of course. Queen of Swords, truth speaker? Yes. Yes, this person that's on the porch that has a mask has tattoos. They may have given tattoos. That's a hard question to answer, but it looks favorable. And indeed, Queen of Swords, that's a truth speaker. So, very good question. Stephanie, hello, lovely. Question, does Savannah have any idea her sister and brother-in-law are involved? Well, we would have to assume that they are involved, and we don't have that. So what we can ask first is Savannah's sister and brother-in-law, Annie and Tommaso, involved? We definitely have a conflict between Savannah and them in communication. What's the relationship of Savannah and Annie and Tommaso right now? Show me that. Tommaso and Annie Guthrie and Savannah. What is the relationship that Savannah has with them at this time? Damn! Woo, baby, baby. Walk the walk with me. Let me just pick them up. We'll lay them down. And then you can understand why I'm like, wow, 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 wow. So, according to the cards, and that's all this is, right? Take it for entertainment purposes only, as they say. All right, we have a squabble between Savannah and Tommaso and Annie. There's definitely discord. Now, it's not a fight, but there's definitely discord. There's a lot of communications that do not make sense, these people are supposed to be building a star, and they can't get on the same page. So they're not working well together. Let's put that rock bar. We have this about to put something down. There's something that Savannah feels she's got to cut out of her life. This person's been standing on one foot juggling, and they can't do it forever. And this is the Two of Pentacles. And eventually, for things to get better and not so up and down as the ocean is back here to calm things down, she has to put something down and cut it out of her life. We have the Star. There's a lot of focus on the situation. In other words, Savannah is looking and paying close attention to both Annie and Tommaso. They seem to be the main focus, actually, the star of the show, if you will. Aquarius energy also represents Nancy. That's her birthday. We then have this repetitive working towards something, mastering something. This person's done something enough that they know information. This could be evidence. She might know of evidence against them. She definitely knows that they're greedy, in her opinion, according to my read. This is greed. This is holding on too tight to money, not letting it go. This person's not only got it wrapped up in their hand, but they've got both feet on it, like, don't touch my money. So Savannah's not only protecting her money, but she feels like there is some greed. We then have this inconsistent energy. This is in and out. Savannah's seeing them as inconsistent, unreliable. There's salamanders all over the cloak. That's because you can't hold on to a salamander. They're very slippery. And this is impulsive. This is things that are rational, that don't, irrational, not making a lot of sense why they do the things they do. So Savannah sees them as more of a freer spirit of doing things irrational, not thinking things out all the way, being impulsive. We have the Death card. There's a huge change. The king is dead. Do you see? The king has passed away and is laying here, and this purple blanket is covering him up. This is the change card, Scorpionic energy. There's a huge change in their relationship. Savannah may even suspect that the mother has passed away. They may all know this in some form. But the king, the one connecting them, has passed away. And we have that change in the relationship. She may also feel that she's been working with them, but she might also feel they've been working with someone else. Remember, Dominic got this with Annie and Tommaso in the previous question. We have regret, not wanting to look behind you and see that there are two cups still full. Actually, Savannah is showing that she has a lot of regret in trusting. Unfortunately, this person is seeing the spilt milk. I don't want to say blood, but it could be spilt blood even. This person is looking at that with a great deal of grieving. They're not ready to move on. They're too focused on the tipped over cups. So there's some tipped over cups when it comes to Annie and Tomas in Savannah's eyes. But justice is coming. And that is what Savannah is relying on. The question is, how does she feel this will turn out? Does she feel that there will be justice gotten for her mom? Absolutely. She absolutely feels that Libra energy, justice, will be served. And we have victory here. Savannah still holding her position high above, having victory over it all. Wow. That was an amazing question Thank you, Steph. Thank you, lovely. Excellent question. Let me scroll down to the very bottom and let me just see. I'm not meaning no disrespect to my beautiful PIs, but I am looking for people that haven't had a chance to ask their question. And so let me look. Bette Smith, question. Did they poison Nancy? Ooh, that is an excellent question. Was Nancy's poisoned? We have a fight to the death. 5 of Swords. This is winning at all cost. Again, every time I ask about that evening, about Annie and Tommaso's, I get that 5 of Swords. As you can see, this person wants to win at all cost. Nobody else has swords, only he does. He's the only one with a weapon. He's taken theirs, and they have their back to him, and he's still looking at him like, uh-huh. So this is a strategic way to win, and it's winning at all cost. So did they poison Nancy? Let's find out together. Did they poison Nancy allegedly? The strength card, which could be yes, because this is overpowering someone, and often it's almost as maybe it wasn't poison, maybe it was something that overpowered her physically. It could be think about it. Oh, look at that. This angel, if you want to say, is normally, we would say, putting her hand inside the mouth of a lion. But at the same time, think of this. This person is putting something in the mouth of the lion. So could someone have put something in her food or in her drink? We have strength here. We also have this just pop out, which is the 10 of Cups. Cups are what you drink from, right? There's 10 cups, almost overabundance. If you had, even if milk was in each one of these cups, it'd be too much to drink, right? It's too much of something, too much to ingest. And 10 of Cups is a strong yes. Favorable. The answer would be favorable according to the tarot. Awesome question. Thank you, Bette. Let me see who else. Question. Janice Golightly. Question. Could Nancy be an old western town? It's like it's vacant, like it was made for a movie. Close around. Old western town. All right. Let's knock the deck out because we've been talking a lot about energies. Let's give it a few shuffles. Could Nancy be an old western town? Unlikely. I have the 10 of Swords. This is betrayal. It's also unfavorable. There's a plan. They had a plan, and it doesn't look like it involved Page of Cups. It's all, I would say, unfavorable. This is unexpected. A fish in the cup. It's also unfavorable. Unfavorable. And the 10 of Swords is definitely unfavorable. So I would lean towards not necessarily. All right, let me scroll down, see if we've got anything. Hazel Vance, question. Ask if the blood at the front door was staged. Woo! Hazel, you getting the goat. You getting the goat. This is our mascot. When I get the right question that I know, I'm like, whoa, that just lit me on fire. We need to know that. Often I squeeze the goat. This is our goat, our mascot. Good job, you get the goat. Question. Is the blood at the front door staged at Nancy Guthrie's home? Woo, I got cards going. Oh my golly. Boom, shakalaka, boom, shakalaka, woo. We got Ace of Wands, you guys. Aces are always a strong, formidable yes. Phallic sign could be masculine energy. The universe saying, aha, right? The aha moment. You asked a very good question. I knew you did. It hit my gut. I was like, that's a good question. All right, what else we got? We have 2 of Swords, a decision. Let me understand this. What was this decision to stage the blood on the front porch? Look at them cards. I feel like we'll take them. King of Pentacles, long-term, liar, cheater, thiefer, and the plan in action. Boom, 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 boom. The decision. So yes, favorable. The decision is long-term plan. This is the King of Pentacles. He sat on that throne for eons. That means there is an investment in time. Very well thought out. Very long investment. The liar, cheater, thiefer card, meaning deception. Meaning, yes, stage, deception, illusion, liar, cheater, thiefer, deception. And we have, now it's not the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is a plan where nobody takes action. We're at the Three of Wands. Now we are taking action. The man's chosen his wand and so forth. Favorable in a very strong way. Very favorable for that blood being planted on that front porch, front step. Freaking me, I'm going to wet my whistle. I've been talking all day. Abby is asking, is she still in Arizona? Abby wants to know, is Nancy Guthrie still in the state of Arizona? Awesome question. The Fool, we have a new beginning. Not necessarily. Could be. I don't know. We have a new beginning. Is Nancy in the Moon? No, hidden. There's something hidden. Major Arcana, Major Arcana. Bottom of the deck, the Tower. We have, yes, imprisonment, Annie. I'm sorry, Queen of Wands. With confusion and abandonment was the plan. There'll be a witness to the karma. Yes. I'll tell you why. Because as I went, this is education. This is learning. Somebody that is communicating a message. And I've got the karma coming back. So it is coming back, which means there was movement, maybe, outside of Arizona. Well, it's coming back. And then we have yes. I feel like it's close to the home. There's a message. The home card, the Four of Wands. Stuck. Communication. Ace of Wands, again, yes. A payout. Archangel Michael, protector of innocence and children. The commitment and the offer. All right. I don't know if she ever left the state, to be honest. I'm seeing a lot telling me favorable that she's been abandoned. And, yes. It's in a different place. There's something here. Let's get out our famous little deck. I want to understand. There's a secret here I got to understand better. This is our 1111 True Crime deck, and you can pick this up. It's got 92 cards in it. It's all dedicated and created by me to give the voice back to the voiceless. And you can get that right over here. Where are we? At 1111dex.com. Let me understand the secret with this tower and the hidden moon. What's this hidden shocker that's coming? What is this hidden shocker? Church. Y'all, she's near a church. Look, there's a barn there and it's over 50 miles away. Look, this is telling me. I knew there was a secret with that tower. Look, she's over 50 miles away from her home is what they said. That's something. It's near a church and a farm. Two train coming through at the same time. Let's get our places deck and see. This is our places oracle. Perhaps this will give me just a hint that gives us a landmark. Let me understand this landmark around where Nancy Guthrie is now. Restaurant. It could be a restaurant, a church, a farm. Could be a smaller area. Desert. She's in the actual desert. Actual desert. Arid landscapes, dunes, sands, endless horizon. There could be a restaurant. There could be a farm. There could be a church. And it could be up to over 50 miles away. There could be a tavern near it. Look, garden, tavern, and I kid you not, farm again from a different deck. Farm, agricultural work, livestock rearing. No, there's no water near it, so look, concert and beach. Interesting. Whoa, I just knocked the cards on the ground. I don't know, farm coming up twice, but then with the desert too. So is there a desert farm? Does anybody, how can you farm in the desert? Is it an animal farm perhaps? Or maybe there's a greenhouse or something. I don't know. I'm going to clean up my little mess here I made. Interesting though. I just saw that tower and I felt drawn that that could be something important, right? Okay, let's shuffle these and get them put back. Knock them out. Clean the deck. Okay, my lovelies, I will come back up. We'll ask a couple more questions and then we'll call it a day. I don't like to run too late. But since today is special, we just randomly picked today to share with everybody. I want to make sure and give a lot of people their chance to ask if they have a question. All right, let's see here. Question, universe. Why was there an adult protective card at Nancy's door? Why was there an adult protective card at Nancy's door? Could be have to do with drinking alcohol, something like that. And regret. Cups is emotion. Emotion. Holding back. Greed. And the Chariot, holding back a ride, not having transportation, drinking alcohol, partying. I'm not getting a real clear answer. I'm just giving you what I'm seeing. Driving and drinking, perhaps. We have the drinking. We have the spilled cups. We have the Chariot. Maybe somebody drove her when they were drinking or under the influence. We have this holding back. I don't like that card. Why have we got the holding someone back? Let me just ask a better question. A little, not better, because you ask a good question, but stronger. I want to find out if anybody was abusing Nancy, like holding her against her will, anything like that. Was someone abusing Nancy Guthrie? Was somebody abusing Nancy Guthrie? A decision over what? She may have thought something was going on. She might have thought something was going on. Here's why. The decision to call them is because she's feeling overpowered. She feels like that nobody's listening to her. She feels overpowered. Strength card. She might have felt like somebody was putting something in her food or something. There's some control here. The Star, Aquarius energy, healing. It may have had to do with medicine too, that she felt like her medicine was being given to her improperly. I don't know. All right, you guys, let's see what else we have. And Abby, hello, lovely. Was Nancy known to drink alcohol? Was Nancy known to drink alcohol? Well, I got a page. Unexpectedly, it could happen from time to time. This card basically means unexpected. So, it's not something that she does on a regular basis. Could be because of medication. But she does occasionally, so that's what this card means. But what's interesting is, did they celebrate with her to get her to drink? Because I got the Death card after it. Scorpionic energy, bottom of the deck. I got Annie. I'm sorry, Queen of Wands energy. Ace of Pentacle. That's usually confirmation and also evidence being a pentacle. That's confirmation the reader's correct. So they may have, that might be why I'm getting that Three of Cups so often, is that she doesn't drink that often. In fact, it's really rare. She has to have a special occasion to drink. And so there was an unexpected offer in a cup. And it probably had some crap in it. Because this is a fish in a cup. Do you want to drink with a fish in your cup? No. So it's something that's not so good in her cup. But then we have the death card, and then we have the power card. I have the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, can also mean a pill. Perhaps there was medication put in that. Look, payout. That's wild. I also just saw the Ace of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Let me clean the deck. We'll go ahead, grab a couple more. That way everybody gets a chance. We'll run a little longer than normal today, just because we opened it up to the general public and I want everybody to be able to ask whatever they feel. Now, I know there's a lot of you I didn't get to ask a question for, and I apologize. It's not easy as it looks. Hi, Cheryl Ferris. Welcome back, lovely. Was the glove found today relevant to the perp? Were the gloves, because there's two, the excellent question, were the gloves found connected to the perp? The star. That's a very good sign. That is getting focus on something. That is a spotlight on something. They're very focused on right now. It is favorable. It is very favorable. And we just got airmail. And I have the landowner, the one that's had the money all along. Queen of Pentacles could represent Nancy, a little bit older of a lady. This is somebody that is the queen, right? The queen, and they have a lot of money. And we have that Ace of Wands. Yes, this could be something important. It's almost like a male, masculine energy, I should say. Ten of Cups, Judgment. Whoa, baby, baby. Oh, baby, baby. It could be, it very well could be. I've got a very strong possibility here. The Attention, Star, Aquarius energy, also Nancy's energy. With the Queen of Pentacles could represent Nancy holding evidence. In other words, these gloves may have touched Nancy. I have the phallic symbol, which could be male. We have Ace of Wands, meaning yes. I've got Ten of Cups, meaning yeah. Actually, it means heightened emotion. Could be mad, could be happy, could be sad, could be angry. It's heightened emotion. It's almost as if there's an explosion of people celebrating in a way. And then I have Judgment, which is a final, absolute stamp of approval. Yes, massively. It is a positive card. This is the most affirming card ever. I hope that it's right. I hope that it is right. Wow. Excellent question, Cheryl. Love your questions, you guys. Knowing Samantha, how are you doing? Lovely question. Where was Nancy when Adult Protective Services came to visit her? Or why was this person miss her on arrival? Okay, I don't do double questions. And where is not, a location is not something I can technically do with tarot. So location and time are two things that the tarot is not the strongest for. So, I mean, there's nothing in my cards that is going to be like, she was at Taco Bell, right? So I'm going to have to skip that question just because it's not designed for tarot. Zion Trill. Question. Will there be more footage discovered and released? Ooh, that's an excellent question. Will there be more footage, evidential footage, released on Nancy's kidnapping? We have Eight of Cups, walking. Could be of somebody walking away. That's what the person does in the Eight of Cups. They're going on a journey. We have favorable again with the Three of Wands, and that means action taken. So walking to action. And defensive of how far you've come, which is usually around the home. With the World card, Earth energy, the world is going to see it. Yes, we have Nancy's energy or Queen of Pentacles, either way you want to see it, with the evidence. And then we also have that Ten of Cups, which is very favorable. The odds are very much in our favor to get more. In fact, it should be pretty big. It could be eventually used by the defense, because this is a defensive card. And then this is the plan, the action. But we also have someone in motion. Could be their back. Might not be real clear. This person's walking off into the desert, right? Look at that. It's the desert. There's no green. All right, you guys. One more question. Just one more. Who's the lucky person to get to ask their question? That was favorable. Zion Trill. Thank you so much, lovely. All right, let me see. Somebody that hasn't asked a question yet. Let me see if I can find someone. Absolute results. Question. The coverage of the story dominates the world. Trump knows how to use headlines and media to redirect energy away from him. Has he paid people to help him? Does he have a hand in this? Does Trump have a hand in making Nancy disappear, allegedly? Does he have a hand in making Nancy disappear? Strength. The Sun. Clarity. Laid to rest. This would appear he is using it as a distraction, yes. If I'm just to be straight up, he is using this. I don't think he had anything to do with the initial thing, but it is showing me that he is using it to strengthen his position, absolutely. That's the clarity of it. And he's trying to bury, because you bury somebody that's passed, he's trying to bury some information and cause an illusion, as if, look over here. That's what the trickster does, the magician. They say, look over here, and meanwhile, they're putting the rabbit in the hat, right? So there is an illusion here. There's a decision that he's made. A 22 might be important. I would say it's favorable that he is using this to benefit himself, to cause the distraction, in a sense, to encourage it. I don't want to end on my questions, so I'm going to scroll and get a different one. Let me see. Yippee from the hippie. What is the motive for this kidnapping of Nancy? Last question, final answer of the day, my lovelies. You have to join us back again tomorrow. We're going to hand it back over to the PIs, and we'll be doing a reading on Annie Guthrie. All right, what is the motive for Nancy's disappearance? What is the motive? And thank you. Queen of Swords to the Queen of Pentacles. Money. Boom. The truth is, Queen of Swords, truth speaker, that it is about money. The Queen that holds the money. And look at him. Money, money, money. Money, money, money. Pentacles, pentacles, pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Wands. Can you imagine? Is it Annie? I don't know. We're going to find out tomorrow. Wowza. That's wild. That is wild. Let me come back up to top side. All right, you guys. All right. I don't know. I didn't read it. If it's nasty, I didn't read it. Don't worry. No harm done. I appreciate you in every single way. Thank you for asking the questions. Remember, if you're on replay, I can't, if you're posting your question in the comments after the video's live, I can't answer it. I would have to have you and be able to pull the cards and all that. So with that being said, I want to thank all of you. Thank you, my replay crew. I so value you. Thank you to my live audience. You guys rock today. Excellent questions. Thank you for being supportive. I again ask you for the third time today, please say prayers for Nancy Guthrie. Truly, prayers can work magic. And Jesus is my Savior. Even though people don't understand my relationship with Jesus, it's not their problem. Jesus and me have it worked out really good. He's the one that gives me my answers and the only one allowed to communicate the answers through the cards to me. So I know I'm safe because he's my Savior. All right, my loves. With this being said, there's going to be so much coming out in this case. And I'm going to do my best to continue to stay on it and continue to bring it. Tomorrow on this channel, we're going to focus on Annie Guthrie. We're going to start off with doing some face mapping. Plus, I'll bring you the latest, greatest events of what has happened. That's why I'm up till 2, 3 in the morning because I'm watching JLR drive almost off the cliff, which scared me to death, and thank God he's okay. But also watching Dolly, staying abreast of all the stuff over there. And between them two, that's who I'm watching, because I'm just saying. With that being said, I want to say thank you again. And we'll do the face mapping, and we'll also do some readings tomorrow. Thank you all again very much for all your beautiful support of our channel. Bye for now, my lovely. I love you. To the moon and back.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemy